You've seen a vampire before. Tall, pale, clean. Well, that version is fake. Because the original stories weren't elegant. They were disturbing. In Eastern Europe, the Nosferatu wasn't charming. It was decay itself. In Southeastern Africa, the Impundulu comes with lightning. In Scotland, the Baobhan Sith dances before it feeds. In Romania, the Moroi may never even die first. In ancient Mesopotamia, the Lilitu were already visiting people at night. And in Mesoamerica, something with wings, the Camazotz, hunted in the dark. Different continents, same behavior. They don't always bite. They don't always look dead. And they don't always wait for the night. Some enter your dreams, some ride storms. Some never leave the body at all. So stop thinking that vampire means one thing, because it never did. Nosferatu. Everyone thinks that the Nosferatu is just a name for this vampire, but technically, the Nosferatu isn't a vampire, but it is a vampiric creature though. Nosferatu is what vampires looked like before they were cleaned up. In Eastern Europe, this wasn't a seducer. It's pretty much like the strigoi. It's a warning, rooted in the 18th century's superstition. Skin stretched tight, fingers too long, teeth made from tearing, not hiding. Nosferatu didn't blend in with its rat-like face and decayed body. We know that it's highly vulnerable to daylight, which can destroy it. But you might not know that Nosferatu brings diseases, plague, controls animals like rats and fleas. Entire villages blamed outbreaks on one body in the ground. Folklore includes digging up graves to drive iron spikes through the hearts of the suspected corpses to stop them from rising. And here's what they reported. The corpses looked fresh. Hair longer, nails grown, vampire fangs. Sometimes blood at the mouth. That was enough. They believed it was feeding, coming back home to drain its people. And once it started, it didn't stop. Impundulu. There's a vampiric creature that I've been thinking a lot if I should include in this video or not. So I did my backup research from the academic encyclopedias, the encyclopedia of the vampire mythology that exists. And the Impundulu is there. The Impundulu is a lightning bird. And oh, it doesn't arrive quietly. You hear it before you see it. Thunder. In South Africa, this creature is called the lightning bird. It's not just an animal. It serves someone, often a witch. Sent to feed on others. By day, it can appear a human, usually a handsome male. At night, it changes into a massive bird. Wings cut through storms, and here's the part most people don't know. It doesn't just drink blood. It forms attachment, becomes obsessed with one person, returns again and again. It can also create lightning, wind, and thunder. Some beliefs say that the bird lays a large egg at the site of the lightning strike. Some stories say that it can even take a human lover, which sounds insane, but until you realize what it means. It doesn't just hunt, it wants to stay close, to cause illness and bad luck. The Baobhan Sith. When I say Baobhan, you think of this fluffy steamed Asian bun. Scottish people would think of the Baobhan Sith, a vampire-like fairy that, according to this art, looks like the daughter of Bella and Edgar. They invite you. They are a type of fairies, but behave as blood-drinking vampires. In Scotland, this creature appears as a beautiful woman in green, calm, elegant. You meet her in the wild, or at night gatherings. She asks you for a dance, and that's where it starts, because once you accept, you don't leave. The dance goes on too long. Your energy drops, your body weakens, and then you realize it wasn't dancing, it was feeding. Some versions say they are vulnerable to iron, which can repel them. They cannot tolerate daylight and must return to their graves before the sunrise. Others say don't go out at night in groups of men because she targets them specifically and she doesn't rush. She lets you enjoy it. Oh yeah, if you left me a comment because I called Edward Edgar, thanks for your comment. Moroi. If you watch my video about the Chinese Jiangxi, you would realize that the Romanian Moroi is pretty much the same creature. The Moroi is a type of vampire or ghost from Romanian folklore, representing a dead person who rises from the grave to feed on the life force, blood, or energy of the living. Just like the Jiangxi. Sometimes it starts while you're still alive. Moroi could be born different, marked, unbaptized, cursed from the beginning. Not fully human. Some were vampires, draining energy from others without realizing it. Others became something worse after passing away, returning as restless feeders. And here's the detail most people ignore. Moroi weren't always violent. They could weaken you slowly, night after night, through dreams or through presence. You just feel drained and never know why. Because unlike the Moroi doesn't need to attack. Just being near you is enough. If you guys never seen the energy vampire from the What We Do in the Shadow video series, please check that out. That's what the Moroi reminds me. Lilitu. Oh god. A lot of people will say that this is the Lilith, but not. Maybe. I don't know. Let me explain. Before vampires had names, there was the Lilitu. In ancient Mesopotamia, there weren't just spirits. These were demons believed to be restless spirits of young, unmarried, or childless individuals who passed away prematurely. They were something closer to origin, night entities. They entered homes silently, visited people while they slept, drained life. Not always blood, sometimes breath, sometimes energy, and here's where it gets uncomfortable. The Lilitu is widely believed to be the precursor to the Jewish folklore figure Lilith, who, in the alphabet of Ben Sira, becomes Adam's first wife, who refuses to be subservient. So aside that Adam's first wife was a vampire, she was something that refused control, something that fed. Some stories say that they targeted men. Oh yeah, it wasn't just a single creature, there were more. In a way, they didn't need permission, and they didn't need a body. They were already there, before the idea of vampire even existed. The Camazotz. Here's another vampiric creature that we can track back to centuries. The Camazotz is a greatly feared blood-drinker vampiric bat of ancient Mayan people. Doesn't wait in the shadows, it owns them. In Mesoamerica, this wasn't just a creature. It was tied to death itself. A bat-like being, massive, intelligent, and not just feeding, executing. In Mayan stories, it appears in places of darkness, caves, night, the underworld. And here's the detail people overlook. It doesn't just drain romantic from the back like how Dracula would do it. It targets the head, striking fast, removing it instantly. No chase, no warning, done. The Camazotz wasn't feared like a wandering monster. It was feared like a force, something that shows up when you're already where you shouldn't be. And by the time you see it, you've already made a mistake. Actually, the original Batman, due to his humanoid bat appearance, the Camazotz is frequently compared to Batman in popular culture and online memes. For the 75th anniversary of Batman, there was even a design firm who reimagined Batman as Camazotz and created this cool headpiece. If you stayed here, then you can see that this is part of something bigger. There are a lot of major vampiric entities across the world, from the Strigoi to Vetala to Pontianak and the Jiangxi. Different stories, same pattern. something feeding on humans in ways we keep repeating. I'm breaking all of them down, one by one. Follow this, because the more you see, the harder it gets to call it coincidence.